for joining. And I got a few things I want to cover here, and certainly welcome your thoughts and comments in the live chat. And if you're not watching live, leave your comments below, because I do read all the comments. You know, these idiot Democrats, okay, that went with the Newark mayor and he got himself arrested. You know, this is the thing with Democrats, okay? Democrats stand for nothing, okay? They stand for nothing. And everything with Democrats is they're always fighting the man. They're always fighting the struggle. They're always fighting for someone's rights. Well, here's the thing, okay? All the civil rights in this country, which, by the way, the Democrats were the oppressors, right? Democrats opposed the ending of slavery. Democrats opposed giving women the vote. Democrats opposed segregation. And Barack Obama was very vocal when he was running for president the first time that and he's leader of the Democrat Party, Democrats opposed gay marriage too. So what's happened is everything's been accomplished. We live in a society in the United States, the greatest country in the world, where all this racism, discrimination, sexism, and everything else committed by Democrats has been abolished. And the Democrats, they still have to act like there's oppression going on. So what are they doing? They're defending invaders of the United States. I want you to think about that. They're defending millions of people, many of them violent, deadly criminals. They're defending millions of people who have illegally entered our country, are murdering and raping our women, spreading drugs. They're advocating for modern day slavery because, you know, they say human trafficking. Human trafficking isn't just a bunch of hookers at a massage parlor, okay? Human trafficking involves mainly labor slavery, right? Construction sites, hotels. They had this whole slave passage led by the most corrupt president ever, this senile old kook, Joe Biden, who they're saying is broke now. I guess his son put all the money up his nose. I don't know, but you know, they say the Bidens are broke. And what they're fighting for is completely insane. You know, why would you be fighting for modern day slavery, right? Democrats always love slavery, right? That's American history, highly toxic girl. It's American history. No, I'm not Jewish. Oh my goodness, boy, the anti-Semites are up early, huh? The people that come here illegally, a huge chunk of them, millions out of the millions, are slaves. Now, it's not the same slaves as in the Democrat antebellum South prior to the Civil War, but it still is slavery. Democrats supporting slavery again. What are they advocating for? They don't even know. They're just so stupid. They're like that troll a minute ago. Everything's about whitey, whitey, whitey. You know, I mean, you know, come on. And, you know, this Newark mayor, you know, the greatest thing that ever happened to him was he got arrested. Now he's a victim. You can't break into federal facilities, okay? That's a crime. Welcome. If you're new to my channel, my name is Brian Craig. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Make sure you subscribe. You know, you just don't have a right to come here in this country and set up a life. You know, come on. Yeah, this is, and come here illegally and do it at the same time. Now, Tom Homan says they've deported over 100,000. And of course, they're going after the most violent first. So they've gotten rid of tens of thousands of hardcore illegal criminals in our country. The Democrats are satanic. There's no getting around it. They stand for nothing. They stand for absolutely nothing. And, you know, this country has always been a conservative country, right? We were founded by Puritans, right? It's always been a conservative country. And liberalism, the Democrat Party as we know it, is gone. They've been rejected by the American people. President Trump is doing everything he promised he would do and more. And that's where the heart and minds of the American people are, right? Hearts and minds of the American people are with Trump. Not with these lunatic Democrats. Oh, let me go around, white guy, rich guy's bad. Let me fly in on my private jet and tell you that carbon emissions are going to destroy the planet. And rich people are evil, but I'm flying in on my private jet. AOC and Bernie Sanders. What a couple of idiots. And, you know, this is the thing you got to ask yourself with AOC, with her Green New Deal BS, right? AOC, when she first came to Congress, told us that the Earth had, what was it, 11 or 12 years of the ability to sustain human life? Well, we're about halfway, maybe even more than halfway through that now. And if she believes that carbon emissions are going to make the planet incapable of supporting human life if we don't reduce carbon emissions, why are her and Bernie Sanders flying around on private jets? Why don't they just zoom in to these, have a big screen and zoom in at these events? Because they don't believe it. They just don't believe it. Well, Perry, if you don't care, you know, leave. You're not required to watch me. But subscribe if you're new. Who's a bigger fraud, AOC or Bernie Sanders? You know, Bernie Sanders, he's a socialist. He's fighting a man. He goes, has a private meeting with Obama. He comes out, endorses Hillary. Next thing you know, he's worth millions of dollars and owns what? Does Bernie Sanders own 4 or 5 houses? I've lost track. He has so many houses. I have 1, and I'm lucky to have that. Does he have 4 or 5 houses? For some reason, I want to say 5. One of them's a summer camp. Is it 3? Well, it's 2 more than I have, however many. I think it's 5. One of them's a summer camp on a lake. Who freak has a summer camp on a lake? I call it Camp Crystal Lake, as Bernie Sanders' camp. Anyone get that reference? I think it's 5. Yeah. Whatever. It's more houses than I have. Exactly. The Democrats are really doing themselves in big time. It's so bad. Even Bill Maher, who's been magatized a little bit by his dinner with Trump. Magatized. I like that. Magatized as opposed to red pilling. You guys like that? Magatized. He humiliated David Hogg on his show. It was great. Yep. Yeah, I like magatized. I think that's good. Magatized. I just made that word up as we're talking here. Magatized. Magatized. You know, red pill. Getting tired of red pill. We'll start a new one. Someone said, why don't I debate? You know, every weekday morning I'm live for 3 hours, and I take live calls. You can call me. Yeah, you got, everybody likes magatized. I like that. All right. I invented a word. Well, if you want to debate. Yeah, magatized. Yes. Absolutely. Oh, man. It's a beautiful morning here in South Florida. I'm not sure. Did President Trump come home to Palm Beach last night? I did not check. Tariffs are awesome, man. Look, the United Kingdom just caved. Just made the trade deal because of the tariffs with the president. One of the largest economies in the world. It's not called a personality. It's a cult of accomplishment, America first, and success. What's getting more expensive? I'm paying the same price for everything. That's right. Well, most things are made in other countries because the Democrats and the traitor rhinos have sold out our country and moved production overseas. Trump's bringing it back. Trump is bringing it back. I mean, how many trillions of dollars in business has he brought back to the United States already? C-Bill $5 super chat. I like it when you trigger liberals and the beta males on the show, Monday through Friday. Yeah, I know these. Well, no, I'm in Florida. This Florida orange shirt. Gas is $2.59 a gallon in the villages. Awesome. Wayne, you'll never acknowledge the results. I mean, look at the, look at the border, the southern border. The illegal crossings are completely down. I remember my my daughter when she moved to California a couple years ago. She wanted to drive to California, and she didn't. We didn't let her because when you go through Texas, at the time, this was when that senile, corrupt old coot who they had cocaine at the White House when he was there, Joe Biden. By the way, they didn't ask Joe Biden about the cocaine at the White House on The View. But when Biden was the corrupt president, if you put from Florida to Los Angeles on Google Maps or iMaps, there were these huge stretches in the, like through Texas, Arizona, Nevada, where the roads were red, and it wasn't traffic. If you went there, it was dangerous to drive those roads because of all of Biden and Kamala's dreamers, these criminals. And if you look at it now, it's clear and safe. And no illegals. Border crossings are down 99.99%. Think about that. Think about that. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. You can amend the Constitution. What are these? Do they teach civics anymore in school? You can amend the Constitution. The Gulf of America. That's right. Trump 2028, Trump 2032, Trump 2036, Trump 2040, 2044, 2048, 2052, and beyond. Florida is the best state in America by far. Who's going to pick the crops? That's what you think of these people that come here illegally? They're crop pickers. Most of the crop picking jobs you're talking about is automated these days. No, I'm in front of Starbucks. Two-thirds of the House, two-thirds of the Senate, and two-thirds of the state. It's been done many times. Well, thank you, Gary, for watching. Thank you so much. And thanks for subbing. The Constitution's been amended 27 times. I tell you, they don't teach American history, civics, or social studies. They teach the 1619 Project, gender studies, and gender affirmations. I don't know what they teach in school anymore. No, not homeschool. Why don't we just recruit good American MAGA kids to go to college and become teachers and take back the public schools? Right? Why don't we pledge to get 5 million new school teachers that are MAGA? Most young people are MAGA. Make them school teachers. That's right. Yes, the great MAGA king, Donald Trump. That's correct. If you're new, this is where MAGA comes to talk. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel. Corporations are, come on, they're not our enemy. Where would we be without corporations? Sounds like somebody that doesn't have a job comes up with excuses every day for mommy and daddy while mommy and daddy go to work. Well, that would be wonderful if everyone was a Christian, absolutely. Prices have not gone up on anything. We wouldn't have much of anything without corporations these days. I don't have a 401k. Either do you. All these loser trolls have 401ks. They're into the import-export business. You know, there's all liars. That's right, freedom of religion. But I would like everyone to be a Christian. You love Trump in Romania. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Anyone who promotes Nick Fuentes is a liberal. Nick Fuentes is the liberal's best friend. Yep. Trickle-down economics is the capitalist system. As an example, you know, I work, I have jobs, I got businesses, I make money, right? So I got money. I go to Starbucks, I get my coffee, I pay for my coffee to Starbucks, right? Starbucks pays the people who work here that make my coffee, the baristas. The baristas have money in their pocket. They go out, they buy gas, they buy food. It's Saturday, they might go out and party tonight at some clubs because they're young. That's trickle-down economics. It's called capitalism. See what they teach kids in school today? The Gen Z and millennials think they're so smart, but they're just stupid dumbasses who don't know jack shit about anything. Generation X was the last hard-working, educated generation. The only millennial that knows anything, and he's very brilliant, is the vice president. It's amazing because I remember when the internet was new, it was assumed that people, because of the internet, were going to be so better informed and educated and everything, and it's created generations of dummies. Well, the MAGA young people are smart, but you liberal trolls don't know jack. He can run in 2028. Absolutely he can. If you're MAGA and millennial, if you're MAGA and Gen Z, you're smart. If you're a liberal, you're dummy. Project 2025 is a liberal urban legend. That's right. Welcome. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. Now, if you love Trump, like I do, press 1 in the chat, guys. If you love Trump, press 1. I can't press 1 in the chat when I'm streaming here. But if I could, I would. Oh, man, look at all that. There's no other options, just 1. There's no other options. See, look at all that Trump love. Awesome. Lots of Trump love in there. You know, this thing about the Constitution, I love it. The liberals, my whole life, these hate America first liberals, which all liberals hate America, they've been telling us that the Constitution was irrelevant. And this is what they used to say. Even Obama used to talk about this, right? The Constitution was written by rich, slave-owning white supremacists for the benefit of maintaining white supremacy, and it's an outdated document. Now, all of a sudden, these liberals, oh, the Constitution, you know, they're all of a sudden, they're constitutionalist. That's what I mean by they stand for nothing. Well, welcome, everyone. Now I'm not a sports fan. I don't follow the Dolphins. If they would like win Super Bowls and stuff, I might follow, but I'm not interested. I worry about and concern myself and interest myself with things that are important. Not a bunch of overpaid millionaires who take knees when the national anthem is played because they're oppressed when they're worth millions of dollars for playing a game. And slapping each other on the tush for a job well done. What is that? Who started that tush slap in football? Jerry Sandusky? Who's the originator of that? There's a 2-term limit, but the Constitution can be changed, amended. Well, the UK just surrendered to Trump on the trade deal, so... Third time we defeated the British. American Revolution, War of 1812, now the Trump trade wars. That's right. 3 times we defeated England. Trump is amazing. No, the Menendez brothers killed their parents. They're where they belong. Sorry. They admitted they killed them. Why would you let them out of jail? Yeah, the United States won the War of 1812, yes. If Trump were 186 years old, I'd vote for him. Mm-hmm. No, not a Proud Boy. Sorry. Go to the next stereotype. Yeah. Exactly. I mean, you kill your parents, you go to prison. Exactly. I mean, we have people on Social Security that are like 300 years old, right? So if we can have people on Social Security that's over 200, 250, 300 years old, we got a president that's 186. I mean, you know. Oh, this morning, I couldn't believe I got up really early this morning. I can't even remember what time this was, but I've been up since about 1:30 in the morning. And I saw Elon was going to launch a rocket. The rocket launched. I went out in my driveway and I saw Elon Musk. It was beautiful. Oh my goodness. I saw the night launches are the best, you know, because I'm here in Florida and my house is due south of Cape Kennedy, NASA. And due south. So if you just look due north from my house, I watch all the space launches. It was a beautiful launch with Elon Musk today. And the fire, because it was dark, was like this long coming out of it. Boom. And the cool thing about when the great Elon Musk launches a rocket, see, since I've lived in Florida since I was 11. So I've been watching space launches my whole life, and I used to love watching the space shuttle. A lot of times when I was in school, they would take us all out of school, out into, like out into the field next to the school to watch the shuttle launches. But the Elon Musk launches are even better than any of those because you get that beautiful launch, which is amazing to see. And then you get to see the rocket land with the thrusters. And I watched it go up. It went up, like this is due north. It went up, it curved out over the ocean, and then I saw it come back down. It was amazing. That's right, the first bud. That's who we have. Who do you have? David Hogg, AOC. We've got Elon Musk, who launches rockets into space like every day. You know? So... that's who we got. You've got Jasmine Crockett, who fakes being ghetto. Exactly. But it was a beautiful launch. I love watching Elon Musk launch rockets. And it never gets old watching the rocket re-enter and come down, because when it comes down, it's got thrusters. And it's very controlled, and you see the flames coming, the retro burners and all that stuff. It's amazing. That's who we have. Yeah. I want to meet Elon. I almost met him. Someone I know, and I almost got to meet him a while back, and then it didn't work out. But maybe I'm sure I will at some point. Yeah, it's hurricane season. I might get Starlink just as a backup in case we get a hurricane and we lose our internet. Of course, I love the Constitution, yes. Right now, I'm exercising the First Amendment, my freedom of speech. Yes. Yes, I love Elon Musk. Of course, we all do. Elon Musk is awesome. Now, if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. Yeah, let Obama run again. Let him. I was telling somebody yesterday, let Obama run with Bill Clinton as a teammate. They'll get their asses kicked by Trump. Florida's awesome. Best state there is. Well, Trump said the Mexican Presidente is terrified of the cartels. Yeah. Oh, Florida's the best state. Best state. Oh, yeah. I loved watching that Newark mayor get arrested. That was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Oh, did you see Letitia James? Now, this is an important thing to talk about. Letitia James just got her summons to the grand jury. She's going to prison. She's going to go to prison for mortgage fraud, okay? Big time. And she's, the thing about that is she has so many counts. Letitia James, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. I'm glad they went after her first because Letitia James, who's one of the biggest lawfare people, she's facing a long stretch in federal prison. Her signature are on all those mortgage documents where she committed mortgage fraud. She did it across state lines. It's banks and everything else. And, in federal prison, she's going to get sentenced to a long stretch. You're not eligible for parole until you serve 80% of your time in federal prison. And she's an old lady, okay? She's an old lady. So, she's likely to sing like a canary and try to make a deal by becoming a cooperating witness for the Justice Department under Pam Bondi to avoid doing a long stretch in prison. And she knows all about the lawfare. She was in on it. So, yeah, she'll become a snitch. Oh, that would be beautiful. That'd be beautiful. She'd still have to do time, but they can shave off some of time for her. But at her age, she's going to get so much time, it could be a life sentence. Yep. Who squeals gets the deal. That's right. That's right. Oh, yeah. But they may not need her to snitch. They may have enough evidence where they don't need a snitch, right? I don't know. What'd Pam Bondi get busted doing? Nothing. She didn't do anything. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's beautiful. I can't wait for that indictment to come down for Letitia James. I've been saying for a long time that she's the first one they should go after. It's low-hanging fruit because they've got all the documents that she signed that are fraudulent. Ice. I like ice in my drinks when I'm drinking a cold drink. I don't know what you mean by do I like ice. If I'm drinking a cold drink, a little ice is nice. I have an ice maker in my refrigerator. It can grind the ice. It can make regular ice cubes. It can make those little tiny ice cubes for liquor. Yeah, you guys like ice? Ice is awesome. I love ice too, yeah. Imagine what the world was like without ice and refrigeration. Oh my goodness. Are you a facial? I'm not sure what a facial is. Yes. I tell you, these liberals. Ice is nice. Yes. Hey, Corey, I don't mind you being in the chat, but man, lay off on the spamming. Mm-hmm. Ice is very good here in Florida. Hot summer's coming. Now, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, they're awesome too. They've deported about 100,000 plus illegals. They're on the front lines of protecting America. That's right. I support Israel, absolutely. I most definitely support Israel. Don't you? What do you support, terrorists? Mm-hmm. Visas? You know people with visas? What about MasterCards and Amex? You know anybody with American Express and MasterCards? That's right. President Trump saved America and Western civilization. The tariffs are awesome. That's right. Tariffs are awesome. No, I don't play golf. Too busy. Trump can run again. He absolutely can. No one's a fan of the Nazis. I know how tariffs work. I know exactly how tariffs work. Donald Trump saved Western civilization. I mean, if you don't know, I'm not going to go through it now, but if you watch me long enough, you'll pick up on it. Nope, he can run again. Mm-hmm. He most definitely can run again. Absolutely. Yes, I am in Florida, the home of the greatest president ever, Donald Trump. You know, Donald Trump is the first president from Florida, so we're very proud of him. Oh, Trump was the perfect choice. Have I ever disagreed with Trump? No. I mean, what would I disagree with Trump on? When has Trump ever been wrong? I can't imagine him ever being wrong. Yep. The tariffs are working great. Mm-hmm. Yes, President Trump does know of me. I mean, yes. That's right. Make America great again. That's correct. If America's great, the world will be great. You tell yourself that, Sarah. The United States is the supply chain. We're the largest economy in the world, the largest consumer nation in the world, and the richest country in the world. Without the United States, there is no supply chain. All you countries around the world would be broke without us. And under Nazi rule or Japanese rule or anarchy or whatever else. When was America great for black people? How about when Lincoln freed the slaves? Or when the Republicans ended Democrat segregation? Or when was America great for black people? What about when Barack Obama was elected president in 2008, and then re-elected again in 2012. You know, the United States is the only country in the world that's a major nation, right? The United States is the only first world nation to have elected a black leader, and then he was re-elected. So I think things have been going good for black people in America. I didn't vote for Obama either time, and he, you know, terrible socialist, and you know, the last 4 years he was running the country again under Biden, you know as his front man. But welcome from the UK. How come we haven't had a female president? I mean, look, the Democrats put up 2 women. That drunken wino sugar baby, Kamala Harris, and that truck driver, Hillary Clinton. Both of them lost, and they both had nervous breakdowns and couldn't come out and concede. And they both have drinking problems, too. I wonder why that is. Kamala and Hillary both have drinking problems. The EU is the cause of the collapse of England. England's been overtaken by invaders and is now part of the Caliph. Yep. Now, if you're new to my channel, guys, make sure that you subscribe, all right? This is where MAGA comes to talk. I have a daughter. I am married with a daughter, yes. My daughter's 26 years old. That's right. Oh, my daughter's got a great life. Very happy. She was raised right. And she's MAGA. She voted for Trump. She voted for Trump in California in the presidential election. She went out and voted in California and voted for President Trump. Isn't that wild? My daughter is black. Yeah, I call her tech support, yeah. Anytime I have any problems with anything at the house. I was having some problems with my Apple TV. I had to call her in LA to help me. I don't know. Maybe Marco Rubio could be the next vice president for Trump. Trump can run for a 3rd term. I love how these trolls, you know, they have all these racial stereotypes about white Republican men. You hear them in the chat room. Oh, I bet you're racist. When was it good for blacks? I bet your daughter likes, you know, and I you know, it's racist, and I don't fit your stereotypes. You know, I mean, they're just so stupid. The bigots in this country are the liberals. You see it every time. It's that Trump derangement syndrome. Yep. He can run for a 3rd term, Stephen. Absolutely. I'm not going to explain it every time, but he certainly can. Listen, the racist in America, the bigots in America, have always been the Democrats, right? And I go over this a lot, but for those that are new to my channel, I'll explain. Liberals say that they have a whole list of things that America should apologize for and be ashamed of. All of them brought to you by Democrats. Slavery, Democrats, right? Jim Crow, Democrats. The original, the first, do you know what the name of the first Democrat community activist organization was? This is how bad Democrats are. The Ku Klux Klan, the KKK, the Klan, all right? The Klan, Democrats. The slaughter of the Native American Indians, Democrats, Andrew Jackson. The Tuskegee experiments, Democrats. The internment of Americans of Japanese descent, Democrats. That's right. Did you ever see that photo of the first kids, the first high school kids who were black that were going to the integrated school, and you see all those people yelling at them, the N-word in the back? Those are Democrats Those black students were Republicans. Lynching, Democrats. It's true. Now, all these things were brought to you by Democrats. You're asking a question now, Harris. Can I ask you a question with all those question marks? You're asking a question. It's all true. Yes, we did go to the moon. Everything, Michelle, I said is true. I mean, this is not what they teach you in American school today because, you know, the education system is run by Democrats, but that's true. No, we've not. Well, we've sent unmanned probes to Mars, absolutely. The party switch is a liberal urban legend. Democrats and Republicans can't even agree on the color of the sky, but these Democrats want you to believe that the Republicans and Democrats got together and decided, okay, we're going to be Democrats from now on and you're going to be Republicans, and they said, okay. In what world does something like that happen? And why would they do that? No, the party switch is a big lie. They get that from the lie of the Dixiecrats, okay? The Dixiecrats were Democrats who temporarily left the Democrat Party to oppose integration, the Civil Rights Bill. And when it was over, every Dixiecrat went back to the Democrat Party except one, Strom Thurmond, became a Republican. All the rest went back to the Democrat Party. And there were like 20 of them. I can't remember the exact number. One became a Republican. All the rest went back home to the Democrat Party. There was no party switch. It's a total bullshit. 13 of them? Was it 13? However many. Now, there were more than that because there were some around the country. But whatever the number, all but one went back to the Democrat Party. There was no party switch. It's one of the biggest liberal urban lies, legends that's ever been told. Everything I've said is 100% accurate. Welcome, Canada. Hitler was a leftist. What are the Nazis? The National Socialist. National Socialist. National Socialism. That's right. In fact, it was the National Socialist Workers' Party was the name of the Nazi party. The National Socialist Workers' Party. Go read Scheer's Rise and Fall of the Third Reich. It's a great book. It's about that thick, but it's a great book. Yes, the National Socialist Workers' Party is the Nazi party. That sounds socialist, communist to me. They say Nazi. They don't tell you National Socialist Workers' Party because they know it's, oh my goodness, they're Democrats. They're liberals. It's amazing how brainwashed people are with the liberals running our education system. Make sure you guys subscribe if you're new to my channel. And of course, if you'd like to support my content, there's all kinds of ways you can become a member of the channel. If you become a member, you get your name in a special color so you stand out in chat and have access to a whole bunch of emojis. You can also go to mypillow.com and use my promo code Kane and check out Kane and get great deals on top MyPillow products. I do have a podcast, a radio show, and all kinds of... The Brian Craig Show podcast on all podcast platforms. I also upload it here on my YouTube channel. Yep, you get your name in a special color so you stand out in the chat, and you get all the cool member-only emojis if you become a member of my channel. Oh, really, Mike? Well, getting close. I am well-informed and well-educated. That's right. I've been on the air for 34, going on 35 years. I was on the air before podcast before the internet existed. It will be 35 years soon. Yep. No, FM. FM. I'm on I'm on 8 FM radio stations, host a morning drive FM radio program. They were going to try to discount me by AM. I used to be on AM, not anymore. Yep. That's right. No, it's not pirate radio. It's real radio. The radio station of Mar-a-Lago. I've been on the air going on 35 years. I don't know the exact anniversary because when I got my first job, I didn't write down the date. I didn't think I didn't think that far ahead. I was a kid, I was like 19, 20. Mm-hmm. Well, they've taken AM radios out of new cars. Teslas don't even have AM. So, Although if I wouldn't mind buying an AM radio station. Turn it into the hottest radio station in America. That's right. That's right. Welcome to the new members to the channel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Who's the most likely Democrat nominee? Probably Gavin Newsom. I mean, Trump, it's so funny what Trump's doing, right? He buddies up with Gretchen Whitmer, she's out. He has Fetterman at Mar-a-Lago, he's out. The only one left is Gavin. Yeah, I love James O'Keefe. He follows me on X. I love him. He's the best. But these videos this week were weak. Hey, listen, we all have bad, we all have bad days. I don't care about India and Pakistan, They got to work that out on their own. Yep. Oh, man. Yeah, David Souter, I always thought, they forced him to retire, the Obama administration. These guys, they stay on the court until they're gone, and they forced him out because Obama wanted to get an appointee. Oh yeah, nobody wants to, you can't run on Make America California. Yep. Yeah, I don't know what they had. They could have bought him off. They could have had blackmail material. Who knows with Souter? But they forced him out. He didn't leave on his own. Mm-hmm. I mean, whatever happens, happens in the midterms. We'll still have the presidency no matter what happens. That's right. I love America. Now, if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe, guys. This is where MAGA comes to talk. This is the most pro-Donald Trump place you'll find anywhere. That's right. And things are going so incredibly well. And Trump's just getting started. Just getting started. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I tell this to people a lot about Pam Bondi. I've met Pam Bondi, and she's much better looking in person. I tell that to people all the time, Television doesn't do her justice. If you see her in person, she's much better looking. And is that a weird thing? But it's true with some people, I guess. I can't figure that out. I've met other people that, I've seen actresses that are much better looking in person. I hate to lose Scott Jennings on CNN, though. CNN, they may offer to up his salary not to run, right? Because they don't want him in the Senate, and he brings them ratings. Oh yeah, deport the illegals, absolutely. You just can't go to a country illegally and set up life. You know, like if you and I, us Americans, I can't just go to Canada and move in. There's a process, or Mexico, or anywhere else. Why would you deport MAGA? We're Americans. We're not talking about just importing. We're not talking about importing American citizens or legal immigrants. I am not on Sirius XM, but I should be, shouldn't I? Absolutely, I should be. I've got the best radio show anywhere. I'll put my show up with Steve Kane up against any show in America. We got the best one. We lost our allies. No, we've gained allies. Great ally like El Salvador. Italy's with us. We've got new allies, a true alliance. Not a bunch of people that are fake allies ripping us off. Exactly. Yeah, look what El Salvador is doing. Taking all these MS-13 Trinidad terrorists, keeping them for us. Awesome. It's the best. El Salvador is amazing. They know how to do prisons, man. And look how they cleaned up their country. It was a violent, dangerous country. Now it's one of the safest countries in the world. The streets of El Salvador. I was watching some vloggers in El Salvador, and El Salvador is safer than a lot of, you know, when I was in Jacksonville, Florida last year and almost got murdered. Well, listen, guys. Subscribe if you're new. My name is Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. I'll see you next time. Make sure you subscribe. Click that notification bell. Take care.